I want to welcome you to this afternoon sitting.
During the sitting of Tuesday, 11th February, Speaker Anita Among asked legislators to allow the Ministry of Education and Sports to consider the Education Policy Review Commission report before it is presented to Parliament.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and the Honourable Minister. I raised an issue about the report that was presented by Honourable Among on the educational reforms.
And remember, Honourable Amanya Mushega was on the Commission of Inquiries.
Yeah, so our issue here is that we members of Parliament, including myself, we have not got a chance of getting copies of that report. But we are sure it's a public document because it consumed the money from the Conservative Fund. So if you could guide us on that.
Honourable Minister, this document, which was out of a commission of inquiry, was it presented to Cabinet? The Amanya report?
Right, Honourable Speaker. Of course, the Amanya report has come out. It has been handed over to the Ministry, and we are studying it before we roll it out to the public. We are studying the report, and soon this report will be presented to Parliament and the Cabinet.
The Commission was tasked with looking into the state of Uganda's education sector with the aim of proposing reforms to synchronize it with current global and national needs.
First, when the report of a Commission of Inquiry is presented, Honourable Seungu, when the report is completed, it is given to the Ministry, and the Ministry will prepare a white paper. And it is in this white paper which translates into a policy. And the policy then is brought to Parliament for consideration. And when that policy is brought to Parliament for consideration, this is provided for under the Commission of Inquiry Act. You need to check the Act. And the Minister of Education will be required to bring a policy to Parliament after Cabinet has considered. That is the right procedure. And that is what is supposed to be done. So for what is happening now, that is not a complete document. It has to go through Parliament, Cabinet. It will have to come here for an approval, and then it will become an act. It will become a policy.
So obliged, Madam Speaker, but still my prayer to the Minister is that they have a communication office and a ministry. They should dispose of any misleading information by the leading paper of government, New Vision. Because what comes out is what is taken as a debate in public, and it leads to confusion. And him as a professional teacher like me, he knows what comes out by leaving wrong notes on the blackboard after teaching. It will just expose the messes within mistakes of a teacher.
In this same sitting, the leader of the opposition, Honourable Ssenyonyi, asked government to stop any further allocation of funds to Inspire Africa Coffee, a private entity financed by government to establish a coffee factory as a tertiary hub for last-mile coffee value addition in Ntungamo district.
The office of the leader of the opposition organized an oversight visit to Inspire Africa Coffee Factory in Ntungamo district. I undertook this oversight visit on 11th December 2024, together with shadow ministers. The visit was in line with Section 6E1 of the Administration of Parliament Amendment Act of 2005 that empowers the leader of the opposition to play the oversight role and keep the government in check. During the financial year 2023-2024, government undertook to establish a tertiary hub for last-mile coffee value addition in Ntungamo district through the Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat in the Office of the President, under a private partnership arrangement with the Coffee Investment Consortium Uganda and Inspire Africa Coffee, both privately registered entities. The construction of this coffee value addition facility began in October of 2023 and had been projected to be completed by December 2024. We were told that the factory is expected to produce various coffee products, including instant coffee, drip coffee, malt coffee, coffee energy drinks, as well as beauty cosmetics. However, since this strategic government intervention was initiated, various stakeholders as well as policymakers have expressed concerns with respect to the implementation arrangements. Some of these concerns include: 1, rationale followed to establish this coffee value addition factory in Ntungamo. Number 2, the selection criteria followed to procure the private investor. 3, the reason behind the decision by government to support the building of a factory, a coffee factory in Ntungamo district, while not paying attention to other areas known to produce a lot of coffee in Uganda. 4, capital investment. The exact amount of money that the government of Uganda is injecting into this project, because that's not known yet. And 5, projected economic benefits in terms of the anticipated employment opportunities as well as export revenues. Parliament should stop any further disbursements to this entity until a clear and rational memorandum of understanding is reached at between government and this entity. Government ought to come out with a clear procedure on how private entities can get government support.
During the sitting, the Valuation Bill was tabled for its first reading, and the proposed law is expected to make land acquisition processes efficient. The bill was tabled by the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakooba.
Honourable members, pursuant to Rule 128 of the Rules of Procedure, I want to invite the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development to table the Valuation Bill for the first reading, together with the Certificate of Financial Implication.
In accordance with Rule 128 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament of Uganda, I beg to move that the bill entitled the Valuation Bill 2024 be read for the first time.
Thank you.
Right Honourable Speaker, in accordance with Section 76 of the Public Finance Management Act, Cap 171, and Rule 118 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament of Uganda, I beg to lay on table the Certificate of Financial Implication for the Valuation Bill 2024.
Thank you. Pursuant to Rule 129(1) of the Rules of Procedure, the bill stands referred to Committee of Fiscal Infrastructure and report back to this House as per Rule 129(2) of the Rules of Procedure. Thank you.
On Wednesday, 12 February, the Rules of Procedure were amended to allow members of Parliament to hold a whole plenary session dedicated to Prime Minister's question time.
But can I suggest an amendment to Rule 41 in addition to Prime Minister's time? If it would make sense to look out for a day, maybe a month, in a month, one day a month, and we say we are dedicating this day to Prime Minister's question time. And then the Prime Minister makes sure she is present with all her ministers, or at least every docket gets to be represented on that particular day, so that members are asking questions, whether it be oversight, whether it be representation, whatever issues there are, that day, in addition to Prime Minister's time, the Prime Minister is available, and then these questions, that day we get to focus on that business.
I think what the law is suggesting is pertinent. However, the order paper is a function of the Speaker. She can dedicate a whole day to the Prime Minister, all our business. Say this shall be this and this.
Speaker, I have not seen what we are seeking to cure, because it is us that
we are discussing what
that's what I'm talking about. It is us that have not utilized Rule 50. Rule 50, you write questions, send them to the minister will come here and answer.
Yeah.
If we utilize Rule 50, we would be answered. We have not utilized it.
The number of members is big, Aisha. 1 hour a week is not enough. But what Lope is saying, on top of the 1 hour in a week, if we can have a day in a month, say end of, and dedicated to Prime Minister's time and ministers.
Would would that mean taking away the Thursday, or would sustain the Thursday?
No. In addition.
In law, we call it the mischief rule. What is this we are trying to cure? Is it that the question time is limited?
Yes.
That there are many questions that have not been answered?
And there are many members.
And therefore, the 1 hour a week is not enough. We can have one day, the last day of every calendar month, on a Friday, on Thursday, or the beginning of Tuesday, we can dedicate that day to Prime Minister's time.
On the amendment as proposed by the Right Honourable Leader of Opposition, I pray that we merge it with a matter that Honourable Madam Teacher Flavia was talking about, the issue of action taken. On that Thursday, that last Thursday in a month where we are dedicating time to the Prime Minister should provide to the House action taken to the questions that have been raised during the month.
During the sitting, the Minister of State for Internal Affairs, General David Muhoozi, withdrew the Forensic Evidence Bill, which sought to regulate and streamline forensic science services in crime investigation and prosecution.
Honourable Speaker, honourable members, I beg to move under Rule 141 of the Rules of Procedure to withdraw the bill entitled the Forensic Evidence Bill 2024. I beg to move.
Would you want to tell us why you want to withdraw your bill?
Right, Honourable Speaker, that bill, as you recall, was tabled here for the first reading, then it went to the committee. But in the course of the interaction with the committee and within our own consultations, we found that there are things that need to be aligned within the bill itself, but also which, if done, would substantially change it. So, and the only recourse was to request that it be withdrawn and then brought back for reconsideration.
In the same sitting, the Occupational Safety and Health Amendment Bill was passed, and among other provisions, employers will be required to conduct annual health and safety audits.
Honourable Speaker and members, the Occupational Safety and Health Amendment Bill 2023 that reduce workplace injuries, incidents and health hazard, as well as the proposed National Employment Policy. Fourth objective, to promote safety and health working environment.
Just yesterday but one, a retired UPF officer who told me his story that he was recalled back to service and they were meant to go to Somalia between 2020 and 2022. Unfortunately, along the Tirinyi Road, the trucker got an accident. Many of them got injured. He was unfortunate because his arm got under the truck which was rolling on the tarmac, and it was nearly cut off. But by God's grace, doctors managed the situation. Today, he cannot even lift a cup of water using that word, hand. This man was given 3 million shillings. But remember, 3 million shillings. He can no longer do any work that is meaningful. Now I want to say, one, Right Honourable Speaker, we need to see how we can put in this law the aspect of ensuring that entities provide budgets for health and occupational safety, and it has to come through the law.
During the sitting of Thursday, 13th February, legislators raised concerns over irregularities and alleged misconduct in the ongoing general update of the National Voters Register ahead of the 2026 general elections.
I'm in receipt of a notification from Electoral Commission extending the timeline for the general update of the National Voters Register by 1 week, from 11th February to Monday 17th February 2025. So if you've not registered, kindly go and register so that you exercise your constitutional mandate to vote for the person you wish to do so.
We appreciate the communication from EC. But Right Honourable Speaker, the machines are not working even after extending the dates. And two, in my sub-county, there is one person who will give the schedule that I will be in A on Wednesday, I will be in C on Friday. Meaning if people miss that person on Wednesday, they can't get the chance. So Right Honourable Speaker, through your office, let the Electoral Commission really step up the game.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. In addition to what Honourable is talking about, stipulated time of Electoral Commission starting its work, it's supposed to start at about between 8 and 9 to 6, but they come in at 10 and leave by 1. So by the time these other people who want to come in the afternoon find they have left, so let them keep time such that their voters or these other people are given chance to register themselves. Thank you.
Thank you.
Most of the rural areas, we are experiencing road shedding most of the time, with some alternative of maybe getting some generators.
At least you've raised substantive issues on Electoral Commission. I am going to ask the Prime Minister to get out, call the chairman of Electoral Commission, give the chairman some of the things that have been raised. Have it at the House Tuesday at 2.